Hi, I'm Kate Hellmers. Welcome to the Stepping Forward with Kate show. Today we have Dr. Marisa Perdomo. Hello, welcome.
Hi, you can roll your R's so well.
Oh, thank you. Being from Los Angeles. Dr. Perdomo is a doctor of physical therapy, a professor at a local Los Angeles university, developing with healthcare professionals an integrated health clinic, and she's a certified Kundalini yoga instructor and a certified Reiki specialist. And on top of that, she's a 3-time cancer survivor who has used all of these techniques and exercises in her own recovery. Quite a life. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming by.
Thank you for inviting me. This is very exciting.
Well, I wanted everyone to know what integrated health is. So many people don't understand what it is. But before we get into that, I usually have 5 questions that I ask people. So if you don't mind, we'll start with that, just so people can get to know you a little bit.
Sure.
And I found that a lot of people have techniques that they don't even realize that other people really need. So, but starting on a light note, actually, what is a favorite book or quote that you have enjoyed over the years?
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, it changes as I go through different phases of life, different quotes change.
So you're one of those that just enjoys books as they come. You don't have a particular favorite. That's actually what I do too.
Yeah, I love reading, books about philosophy, about creativity, about life experiences, and it sounds crazy, but simple phrases that there's always tomorrow, or tomorrow can be a better day, or when you wake up and you just tell yourself, today is a good day. I'm alive, I'm healthy, I'm grateful for my family and friends, and I'm always, in the back of my mind, I'm always looking forward, because tomorrow is full of optimism. The past is the past, I can't change it, but I can change my future. And I do like the phrase of, and I'm gonna get it all incorrect, but it's having the knowledge to know that I have the power to change what's in front of me. I can't change the past. I should not have regrets about the past. I can look at the past and say, okay, what have I learned? Every experience, if I can learn something and turn it into a positive, then that was a good experience. It's made me a better person.
It makes you the person you are today.
Right.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And everyone's had a tough time in their life, clearly.
Everyone.
You have had some big challenges in your life. Is there a way that you energetically stepped forward from those? Or just using the philosophies you just mentioned?
First of all, I think everyone in life has challenges. No one gets through this life happy-go-lucky, carefree. And I really do think it's love of family and friends, your belief system, love of self, that really gets you through a lot of life's challenges. And I think one of my philosophies is that if I feel, and I know I am, that I am always supported and loved, that you can get through anything. Love has the power, whether it's a love from a spouse or a partner, family, kids, relationship, your relationship with God, your relationship to yourself. I really do feel that if you close your eyes and inhale and feel that love on every cell of your body, that will get you through anything. At least from my experience.
Right. Wow. And what are habits that you have incorporated into your life on a daily or weekly basis that help you move forward?
I think one habit is some form of physical activity or exercise, or even like I just said, movement. Life is movement, movement is life. If you stop moving, you stop living. So whether it's a walk with the dogs, or whether it's a daily yoga program, whether it's running, bicycling, gardening, I think one of the keys for me is to keep moving
Mm-hmm.
at whatever speed or capability that I can do that day. I do something active.
I think that's really important for people too, because a lot of people ask me, well, they say, I could only get up and walk a half a block, but that's a half a block.
Right. Or even sometimes, people recover from surgeries and different illnesses. Sometimes just walking in your backyard or walking around your house is all you can do.
Right.
But then every day you do a little bit more, just a little bit more. And if you just focus on, okay, this is what I did yesterday, I'm going to do a little bit more today, tomorrow I'll do a little bit more, and then after a week, a month, a year, you'll see your progress. And I think the other thing is gratitude. I mean, we talk about gratitude. What does that really mean? For me, after you go through something like cancer, I wake up and I remember how much pain I had been in from surgeries or from radiation and chemo, and when I wake up and it's like, it's a good day, I'm grateful, I'm up today, this is awesome, and then move forward. And then, you have life that comes down on you, but, and you just keep moving, whatever it is, you keep moving.
Right, exactly. And how do you relax?
Oh, I can relax by sitting outside in my backyard on my deck and just closing my eyes and feeling the breeze. I can do a breathing meditation technique for a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I can do it at my desk at work. I can do it at a red light. I can remember a picture of a sunset, or I just went to Zion National Park
Oh, how pretty.
about 2 months ago, and just unbelievable nature. And nature is a big, for me personally, and if I can't get into nature, then I can close my eyes and visualize myself there, and then just breathe, and all those sensations come back.
Well,
and
some
give
of
me a
the,
lot of
actually, some of the
relaxation.
studies, I was talking to a scientist a few weeks ago, was talking about the fact that, just looking at nature, even if it's out your window, can actually help your body to relax, which is just fantastic.
We forget that everything has energy, and energy of nature can be very calming and very sustaining, even if you can't be in it. You can imagine it.
So one of the reasons we're here today is because Marisa is so in tune with yoga practices, not only being a doctor of physical therapy, but it fascinates me how you can look at somebody and figure out body movement and what's the matter with them because of the way they walk or they sit, etc. And we had Maria Zanoni, a physical therapist, come in and explain some of the ways to sit and stand, etc., and how that can really affect you. Just absolutely incredible. And one of the things we would love for you and Maria to do in this next year for our free VIP members is have a live session online where you can explain to people just by looking at them, if they stand in front of a video monitor, what you see. Not that you're diagnosing anything, but just generalities. It's so fascinating. But today I asked her to come in and talk about yoga, because yoga is one of those things. I did not meditate for a long time because my mind was just too active, too many things going on, which I know a lot of you out there are the same way. But I figured out about 10 different ways to meditate. Yoga is still a little tiny elusive. However, I went to the integrated health session weekend that you guys had at the university, and I was absolutely mesmerized by your yoga class because it was completely different than any other yoga class I had been into. I'm an active person, so I cannot hold a pose for 5 minutes. It just drives me absolutely crazy. But yours is fluid, etc. So if you don't mind me asking a few questions about yoga in general, and maybe we can all learn together. So what is, I know there are a lot of definitions of yoga, but what in your mind is yoga?
In my mind, yoga is a mind, body, spiritual, energetic practice. It has historical origins in ancient Indian philosophy. And like other meditative movement practices, yoga is a broad term for many subtypes of yoga. But in general, yoga may have breathing techniques as you're moving from maybe one posture to another. Yoga has a series of postures. Some may hold those poses a little bit longer. Others are more fluid. But it's really using the physical body, using the movement, and then using meditation to quiet the mind, and then focusing on your breath to get your body, mind, and spirit basically in union.
Synchronized.
Yes, yoga comes from the word yoke, which means union.
Oh.
So if I can, through my physical body, center myself, find my inner self, my center, and then connect that with a greater consciousness, and have all those three components in union, then the energy or the chi or the flow of my soul, however you want to describe it, is in union, is synchronistic, and then it helps you create harmony, basically between your mind, body, and spirit.
So I have a question. I know that some places yoga is connected to religion, but I heard a religious leader in the United States say not to go to yoga classes because it was connected to another type of religion. And I thought that in the United States and in many parts of the world, yoga was more of a way of living, like you say, connecting your mind, body, spirit, and whatever religious belief you believe. Is that true, or what's the story?
That's absolutely true. Yoga is not a religion. It's more of a philosophy.
Okay.
It's a way of life, and doesn't matter what your religious beliefs are, yoga does not conflict with any religious belief.
And how did you discover yoga?
As a physical therapist, I've always been aware of yoga, obviously, and I had tried many different forms of yoga since the 1980s.
Oh, wow.
And I had so many physical impairments or physical, they weren't disabilities, but I wasn't fully healed. I had many physical challenges from surgeries and radiation and chemotherapy, and every time I did yoga, I hurt myself.
Oh, wow.
Which sounds strange because I'm a physical therapist. I should know going into a yoga class what I should do or not do. But when you're in it, my physical therapy brain kind of went out the window, and because I'm thinking, oh, this must be good for me.
Right.
And so I by accident found a Kundalini meditation practice at a yoga studio in New Orleans back in the 1980s. So I actually started by meditation.
Oh, okay.
And then I left New Orleans, moved, and kind of got away from it. And then about 16 years ago when I moved to Los Angeles and the Pasadena area, I kept looking for this Kundalini meditation, and I couldn't really find what I was looking for. And one day I was just driving down a street that I always drive down, and I look up and I see a sign that I swear was not there, but it's been there for a long time. And it said Kundalini Yoga Awareness Studio. This is in Pasadena. And I thought, I need to try that.
Okay.
And that's how I got back into it.
So that's Kundalini. How many different types of yoga are there, and what are the differences?
There are lots of different types of yoga. I don't know. I'm going to say 20, 22. I don't know how many. I don't know.
Okay.
There's lots. I think the more common ones are like Hatha Yoga, Bikram Yoga, Iyengar Yoga, Kundalini Yoga. There's a yoga that's just meditation. So there's many, many different types of yoga. Most of them will have a general description. Like there's restorative yoga is another new term, which means it's a little bit easier. Even Hatha yoga can be pretty easy or it can move into difficult. I mean, it's all depends upon the teacher. It depends upon how fast they move from one pose to the next. Some yoga practices are more about the fluidity of the body, so you're moving from one pose to the other. You know, you're inhaling and then exhaling, and then you go right into the next move. Others will have you hold the posture and then breathe through several cycles of breaths while you're holding the posture. There's
except for yours, I've been in the wrong yoga class.
there's hot yoga with a lot of heat, like the
That's
big,
okay.
the
No, I have curly hair. That absolutely
yeah,
would work.
yeah. I mean, if you like to sweat and that's
No.
what you want. Some yoga classes are very structured,
Okay.
so that you'll get the same 26 poses every
Oh.
time you go. Others, it'll be very different each time you go.
Oh, okay.
So there's a huge.
Okay.
I don't want anybody to think you take one yoga class and they're all the same,
Right.
because they're not, and all yoga instructors are not the same. You know, variety's good.
Right, right. And I know that you have 5 things to never do in yoga. I loved these 5 things.
Well, the biggest thing is yoga is not a competition. So don't push your body in any yoga class beyond what your body can do. You're not there to compete with the instructor, who's very well fit maybe and has been doing yoga for a long time and has great flexibility. So you have to know your body, know your limits, and then when you go to a class, don't push yourself. Don't go into a yoga class and just say, oh, yoga's going to fix everything. It's going to fix my entire body. It's going to fix my... I'm talking from a physical perspective, first of all. Depending upon the type of yoga class you take, if you're taking a very gentle restorative yoga, you're not going to get your heart rate up. So you're not going to get the cardiovascular benefits. So then maybe you need to add a walking program or a biking program or a running program, whatever your passion is. If I want to get back to skiing and I'm doing my yoga class, I can take even a more aggressive yoga class and I'm going to build muscle and I'm going to build some strength, but I'm not going to build power. You know, so maybe I have to do more explosive type of exercise program. Yoga is fabulous for general health and wellness, and yes, you're going to build strength and balance and all these other components of fitness. But like anything else, if you have a specific goal, like to get back to skiing, get back to playing tennis, get back to walking up hills, you may need to supplement it with another form of exercise. And you know, we're in a society, all of us, you know, I have pain. What can I do to take care of pain? And unfortunately, everybody just wants to take a pill and have the pain go away.
That'd be great.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? I wouldn't have a job as a physical therapist if that was true. But, you know, you're not going to walk into a yoga class and then all of a sudden all my pain is going to go away. Whether you're doing yoga for exercise, if you're going to physical therapy to help with your pain, it takes time. You know, and it takes a commitment. And it's doing the right exercise so that you don't re-injure yourself and stuff. So, you know, we have to be very mindful of what our goals are when we're going into a yoga class. Like I said earlier, if I want to get back skiing, I'm not going to go expect restorative yoga to get me there. Yeah. And yoga definitely, over time, if flexibility and muscle length was an issue that was contributing to your pain, as you gain flexibility in those muscles, then perhaps your pain will go down. And so you have to go into it with the right goal.
It's just working for that.
I think the other one is, that's I think everyone should consider, is just don't walk into any yoga class and not be educated on or aware of what type of yoga that is, how strenuous it is, how easy it is. I mean, if you're walking into a yoga class and all of a sudden, you know, they're going to tell you it's 105 degrees in the yoga class, you may have some sort of physical limitation that's not good for you. So you have to do your research.
Even if someone has gone to yoga for a long time, would it be a good idea for them to see a physical therapist for one time and just move through each pose just to make sure that they're doing it correctly for their body? I mean, can the physical therapist look to see, okay, tweak this, don't do that?
Right. Yeah, I think if you're having a musculoskeletal issue, that's a great piece of advice.
Okay.
It's a great way to go. If you're physically well and it's not like you've had knee surgery or you don't have osteoarthritis or you haven't had back surgery or something like that, you can go to a yoga class. That's
Okay.
what most people do. But if you've had some sort of musculoskeletal issue and you're going to go to a yoga class, I do think that's important.
Okay.
And the most important thing, I think, is go to a class, enjoy yourself.
Oh, okay.
Look at going to this class. It is a gift that you're giving to yourself. You're moving toward wellness. You're taking the time to exercise your body, quiet your mind, center yourself. And this is a gift to help you improve your overall well-being.
Mm-hmm. And on top of that, based on the executives, et cetera, that I have worked with all my life, that's actually where I would like them to get before they walk into a meeting.
Oh,
Because they're so in
absolutely.
tune with their intuition.
Mhm.
And then whatever they're doing in the meeting, if
Mhm.
they're in tune with the intuition, will come out golden. So we're going to have 30 seconds of fun.
Oh, okay.
If you're up for it.
Well, this whole thing has been fun.
Oh, good. Thank you for coming. Okay, so we have as many questions as I can get in 30 seconds.
Okay.
You ready?
Okay.
Okay. What is your favorite yoga position?
Backward platform
Oh.
or
Wow, okay.
plank. And that's a new
Okay.
one for me. I haven't been able to do that.
Wow.
But now I can actually do
You
it
can do it.
correctly. I don't have to modify it. So I'm very excited.
Do you ever eat fun food?
Oh my gosh.
You do?
Yes. Were you talking like, if I call fun food, it's like a decadent
5
pastry?
seconds. Okay. Dogs or cats or both?
Both.
Okay, what's a favorite vacation place?
Ooh, it's a toss between mountains and the beach.
Okay, that's it. We're out of time. So for a list of do's and don'ts for yoga, go to our your10keys.com site and become a VIP member for free. And it has meditation videos, a lot of business tips, lots of different things, 12 different categories for you to enjoy, including a list of yoga information that we will absolutely put up there. So thank you for joining us today, and thank you for being
Thank
here.
you.
Really appreciate it. And this is the Stepping Forward with Kate show. I'm Kate Hellmers. See you next week.